Hello, hello, hello! Bing bong, bing bong! Peak music choice, thank you. I try my best. I like the colors, and I have it like a maze. Though I'm made of clay, that's one. We never perfect form. And I the artist mold me. Wiggles! I am creation, both haunted and holy, made in glory. Even the depths of the night will not bind me when you guide me only. The notification hasn't even gone out yet. Hidden and complete. Never by the candles, you know what I mean. There it is. There's the notification. We knew you could do it, Stream Elements. Coming from within and done a bit. I am creation, both haunted and holy, reign in glory. Even the depths of the night will not blind me when you find me. Babe, wake up, it's time for Backroom stream. Let's go! On a Monday, too. How whack. Hello, Eric's. And you're only. My sub ended last night? No! Yeah, we did have a noticeable sub drop. But I was expecting it because, like, approximately a month ago, I did get someone who, like, gifted, like, 30 subs and or something. Yo, it's Piccolo. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put, like, a content warning. I don't think that's how you spell disturbing, but we're gonna go with it. Ollie deathbed of themselves? No! Oh, that sucks. I'm buying furniture for my first Prime Night. Yo, Piccolo? Oh, that's awesome. That's so exciting. Hi, Turgeon. Oh, that is how I spelt it. That's cool. I think we'll listen to one more song. Usually I listen to 3, but we'll listen to 2 today. But, it's a weird one. Spoons is either gonna hate it or love it. It's called Waltz in E Major, Op 15 Moon Waltz. So, keep that in mind. That's what it's called. Waltz in E Major. I heard my name. Yes, I said you're either gonna like the next song or hate it. It was stressful when I first got it. I'm so glad I had my dad to help me move and everything. Oh yeah, fair enough. Because it's called Waltz in E Major, OP.15 Moon Waltz. It just keeps switching between classical music and rock music. It's my turn. Oh, yikes, yeah. On the moon. Understandable. Have a nice day. Yep. I want to listen to Taunt now. I don't know. The lyrics popped into my head for 2 seconds. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I a lot of times get the song, the lyrics to One Day stuck on my head. Like, an excessive amount. It's in 6/8. Didn't you tell me that waltz are usually in 3/4 or 6/8? Why would I hate this? You on the moon, and you're having a party. Just because it keeps switching between classical and rock music. La 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 la. Hope, hello! How are you doing? It sounds awesome. I agree. I like this song a lot. It's like, it has such like a weird vibe. Well, so that means it's in time with 3, so fair enough. It's cool. I like it a lot. It'd be a climatic song? Oh, I agree. Was it gonna be an early stream? It was, and then we watched Spy X Family. I'm waiting for my Tommy Innit merch. It's like, it is shipped, but it's shipped and it's like, it has a label, but we don't actually know where it is. And I'm like, that's so cool. La 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 la. We both gotta go to sleep. Alright. Have a good night, Piccolo. Hopefully Friday. Bomb. Bomb bomb. Hello! My cat was at the window, and now she's under the bed because my dad opened up the door while I was muted. Banana Boo, hello, how are you doing? Mine's currently Vancouver. Oh, that's fun. Mine's in Calgary? That's exciting. Banana Boo. That's what their name is. Yeah, I have no idea where, like, so, like, literally, both the Tommy Innit merch that I got, and then the ones that, like, Mischief got, like, they're just, like, it has a tracking label. I'm like, that's so cool. Hello, Atlas! I'm not doing that good. I'm sorry, Banana Boo. Hopefully... Well, usually I'd be like, hopefully this will be like a nice cozy stream for you, but here's the thing. We're watching Backrooms footage today, so it's not exactly gonna be cozy. I would say that it probably would be distracting. Bonk! Yes, Tori, you definitely should charge your phone. I started crocheting. I'm making a bee. However, it's not going good at all. I'm frustrated. I'm gonna cry. You know the great thing about fiber arts like crocheting and knitting? Is that you can always rip back and then start over. And it doesn't wreck the yarn. You're not wasting any materials. Like, if you're not happy with your, like, the product that you're making, start over. Trust me, you'll like it a lot better at the end if you do that. Alright, I'm gonna get the YouTube videos up. Give it a chance. Alright, we're gonna turn off the music though. Okay, so the things we're gonna do is there is one new Backrooms found footage video made by Kane Pixels. It's new to me. It did come out in June. I bought yarn today. Yo! That's what I've done about 10 times. I could get past the second strike in the pattern. Oh no. Shoot. Shoot. Yeah, so it's new to me. So, maybe you guys have already seen it. Because I remember when it came out, I was like, oh, shoot, I can do a Backrooms, like, video again. But then I was just like, oh, am I gonna do a Backrooms video just for one episode that's, like, it's, like, 8 minutes, so it's, like, decently long. But Film Theory did an updated, Backrooms video. Decoy, hello! Want to do my makeup for no reason at all? I mean, I think that it's considered, like, healthy. That's like a self-care thing. Nice Unasana shirt. Thank you. Thank you. It's great for that project I was talking to you about. I wanted to talk to you about what I had. Ah. Oh my god, definitely didn't just text you. Bunny, hello. Hello, hello. So, now we have more than just one video. So we have this video, and then we have the Film Theory. The thing with Film Theory is like almost 20 minutes. So, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yeah. I'm gonna go make some cookies. I'll be back. Yo. See you when you get back, Banana Boo. Back tier. I'm back tier. Phone is charging now. Good. Alright, so. I have not seen this. I don't know what's gonna happen in this. The techno shirt is off. The techno bracelet has been on for a month. Fair enough. Yeah, I did have the t-shirt on today, but I don't really like wearing the same outfit 2 streams in a row. So we're wearing this. I was gonna wear the eye hoodie, but it's like a little bit too warm for that. It's actually not as warm today as it has been, but it's still a little bit too warm for like a hoodie. All right, let's just make sure this is a good volume. I'd say it's like it could be a little bit down. Okay. Everyone's here. Everyone's ready for some more backroom stuff. As in Has-Been Hotel? What as in Has-Been Hotel? I think I lost a third of the conversation. Ooh, perhaps the most interesting fact about liminal spaces is that our reaction to them is reflective of our dependency on functional design. Viewing a space within an accepted context is what we humans innately look for. However, outside of that, it is a liminal space. We lean away from it because it lacks context and purpose. Therefore, we are starved of it. Today's weather was so nice compared to yesterday. Oh my god, true. The cat. Where? How do I look like I'm pointing at her? There we go. And now, the weather. As in as hot as it has been? Oh, okay, fair enough. She is here. Me sitting in AC cold enough so that I can warm back up. The cat is here. Artemis! Hi, baby. You're a celebrity. There's simply no thoughts behind her eyes. Artemis! Hi! She, like, is kind of looking at me, and then she went like this. 107 Fahrenheit today? Yikes. Sorry, Apple. Yeah, so she's just gonna... Artemis is her name? Yeah, her name's Artemis. Goddess of the moon. Artemis is the most brainless cat I've ever met. She really is, though. There is simply not a single thought going through her head, ever. Right, Artemis? You guys can't see it on my camera because the window is too bright, but there is red duct tape here to keep the screen in, because my window is open. To keep the screen in, because otherwise she will push on the screen and she will simply fall out. Now, the Automod caught that because it says anus and not honest. I think you need 2 ends? It says on my shirt. Yeah, you need 2 ends. There's one more thought in the tail than head. There really is, though. Artemis. Every time I call her name, she waggles her tail because she knows I'm calling her, but she doesn't want to look at me. Yeah? Artemis. Artemis! What are you doing? For some I met Arnie just staring straight at each other for hours. I wish to hold pet cat. I wonder if she'll come over here. Artemis! Artemis! Baby! Hold on. Hold on. Oh, the chair got caught. Artemis! Come here! Come here! As soon as she comes down. Artemis, come here! Baby! Artemis! Artemis! She's just so enthralled with the outside. Do you know how many times I've had to explain that Undesons means, to people? Yup, fair enough, yeah. Get to see the baby. I would like to see the baby. Baby! Come here! Come here! I will simply pick you up, you silly, silly girl. She's very enthralled with the outside right now. So I'm gonna just let her be enthralled, you know? She's just gonna chill there. And with how my camera's cut so that it's a square, you guys are just simply not gonna be able to see her. Rip, I guess. Backroom's time. Oh, maybe I should move this over though. There we go. Alright. Oh. I was like, why can't I hear anything? Because I unplugged my headphones. I sent my cat to cat prison when he tried to do bad things until I was picking him up and not letting him go for a few seconds. Yup. Okay, sorry. I couldn't hear because I didn't plug my headphones in. Alright, here we go. FBI warning. Oh. Oh? Async. That's the company. A-Space Perspective Development. I think that's what that says.
The world around us is ever changing. Throughout this past century,
there was a hint there as to what time period this is in.
We have seen the advent of countless innovations that have completely reshaped life as we know it.
I have one of those.
But with all of this growth comes a number of undesirable byproducts. Byproducts that, if left unchecked, have the potential to irreversibly scar our modern world.
I want a Walkman. They're so
As
expensive.
human expansion is projected to increase exponentially in the coming decades, we must account for these never-before-faced challenges in ways equally never before.
I am an undesirable byproduct, brah. Cheese America. Cheese America that's spurting blood or something. God dang. Not expected at a thrift store? Oh, like, it's just because Walkmen are, like, considered a desirable retro thing. So, like, people usually mark up the prices.
Or considered. Here at Async, we believe we have found the solution.
Oh, they're a public company now.
The Low Proximity Magnetic Distortion System.
Oh, they're advertising this now. This is a tourist destination. Oh. Oh. Oh, they're selling real estate in the back rooms. Oh. Oh no, the back, where, so I'm waiting for one to come in? Okay, fair enough. Uh-oh.
What is the Low Proximity Magnetic Distortion System?
It's free real estate!
Using 32...
Oh, wait, hold on. Guys, how do I make it go frame by frame? What's the button for that? All it's fun and games until there's a smiler in your room. Like, for real! Use brackets. Are you sure it's brackets? No, arrow keys does 5 seconds. I want frame by frame.
The magnetic distortion system.
We're gonna set the pause really fast. There we go. Using the low proximity system, condensing and allowing detectables to buy rapidly, at which point the proportionate enough for... Okay, I was kind of hoping the black
will be distributed across all points, allowing for cargo and personnel to seamlessly pass through their designated threshold.
Is it alt arrow keys? Nope, that's still 5 seconds. It might be control. Shift? Nope. I do not know. Let me some good sensor bars, right? This is in no way ends well. Like, look at this. They're making, like, it a storage and an industry system, like, in the back rooms. Even though we have seen that they know that there's monsters there. That people have disappeared. And it's much bigger than they think it is. Like, they literally have... There's the cat. Hi. Hi. How are you? I know. Baby. Hi. The cat is here. Hi. She's just looking at me with very vacant eyes. Oh, she's on the ground. Do you want to be on my lap? Ugh. She's so round. Haha, this is filled with unknown variables and death, but we can make money! She's purring. She's... Yeah. Hi. Hi. You silly, silly girl. Ugh. Ugh. Oof. Stop. You're... Ugh. Ugh. She is purring. But, like, there's no way for me to, like... Can you guys hear that? she just flop. Right, baby? What do you have to say about the backrooms, Artemis? She looks so panicked next to the mic. She's just... You know? Hi. Okay. Artemis, what are your thoughts on the current political state of North America? Hamburgers go well with fries. Right? Yeah. They do. Oh, I love her. Squish. Mwah. Would you like to leave? Oh, there's just nowhere for you to leave. Go over there. Okay, I don't know if she actually wants to leave the room. No, she doesn't want to leave the room. That's so cool of you. Do you want to leave the room? No, she wants to rub her face on boxes. Okay. She wants it on the vibe. She do vibe. If she wanted to leave, she will let me know. Alright. Spooky stuff is happening. They're, capitalism. You know? Capitalism is happening. That's a lot of people.
While our current threshold is limited in scale, future models will be able to span entire rooms, allowing for the transfer of larger vessels and equipment.
Like she's having an accident. Bro, they want to effing put cars in there? Like roads? Like... Do not put cars in the back rooms, are you kidding me? Yeah, for real, they would have put effing roads in there. Okay, this is definitely not part of this advertisement. Okay, here we go. One of these guys is gonna effing clip through the floor. They're gonna disappear. Oh, okay, nothing happened. Simply nothing happened. This is how I show graphs to people too. They're just like, look how much space we have and look how much money we can make. Hold on, I got a pic of what? As an American, I say that our government would 100% do that IRL. I think that is the joke. When I make all my hair is up when I put my hair down. Stonks. Stonks. Welcome to the new roads. Only an 80% death climbing out of reality. Yup. The space just became infinite, and the money. Guys, I need help. What the F do I do with a sunburnt scalp? You can still put a load. Like if you put a low like on burns on your skin, you can do it in your hair as well. Like your hair is going to feel like a little bit sticky. Okay, so wherever it is, so I'm assuming it's like in a part. So just like you put it on your finger a little bit and you like, hey, no. Oh my god, hold on. Like what you put on sunburns. My cat just got sick, so I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna get some music. And then I'll be right back. Alright. We're okay now. Okay. And we back. She just got sick. She's a cat, you know, sometimes that happens. She's fine. I think she ate a weird plant again, or it's been too hot, or whatever. She's fine. You know, cats just feel like that sometimes, you know, where they get sick. I muted my mic while she was being sick, because I know that, like, that type of sound is, like, really gross, so. It's all clean now. So now my room smells like cleaner. Anyways, backrooms again. Jeez. What did you guys get? Oh, there's an ad? I'll wait until the ad is done. You guys were just vibing. That's so cool. I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh. Oh, that's not great, Ollie. Back? Okay, cool. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Infinite space! I was wondering if she was okay because she seemed too okay with being on stream. Keith? My cat is always like that. All the time. Like, that's just how she be. You know what she's also like? She just gets sick sometimes because she's actively stupid. One of these guys is gonna effing disappear. Like, gonna clip into, like, the wall or the floor. Like... Look at your Discord? I can't. We're watching the Backroom video. Look at this. They really are like, this is gonna be an office space. We can put infinite storage in here. I mean, don't away when you start stream. No, it's... Keith, I would have noticed if something was wrong with my cat. My cat's just like that. My cats don't usually run away when I start stream. They don't like it when I close my door. That's what they don't like. But because it's been so hot lately, we've been locking the doors. They really are just like, we're gonna make the back rooms an office space. Infinite storage. Nothing could possibly go. There's an effing cafe? A cafe in the back rooms? A train station? They realize there's like monsters in here, right? Like people have disappeared? I mean, there's Wi-Fi, so that's not the problem. Yo, what's up? Wait, these are the people we were watching on the camera. Where are the other two? Hello? That being he shows up. Wow, they're really like, we're gonna make this space nice. Look, guys. The walls are no longer yellow, and the carpets no longer covered in piss. Okay, after the train, the cafe seems less significant. Oh, something flashed there. Oh. 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 I'm so ready for... Oh. Oh. You can buy this house for a low price, but you will probably die here. Looking back for the first day of school to see how much I progressed. Fair enough. Like, one of these guys is gonna die, right? They're like, we're gonna make so much money. We have infinite storage, let's go! Alter, it's live? Ooh. Okay. I'm watching Backroom things. Oh, sevens. That guy looks like he would like to make a lot of money from infinite space. Oh. Okay. I have one makeup wipe? Uh-oh. Make it last. So, oh, fair enough. I am nervous. That sounds like a good noise. That sounds like everything is going as planned. Hoping it's Backroom, but to snap back to the early part of the Eminem song from TikTok. That'd be really funny. Why nervous? They're trying to make real estate out of the Backrooms. These guys found another dimension, and their first thought was, we could use that for office space. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Glad you think that way. As a matter of fact, if you look to Clause 4, page, you see critical technologies in the world by failure to recognize that by having a system of declassification.
No, Keith, I'm continuing the bit.
The industry be with us at that point.
Oh, a real alarm has gone off. And they're reacting extremely slowly to it. That guy's like, I think there might be a problem here. And the other guy's just like, do you see I'm talking with important... He's like, no, but I think there's a problem here. Do you not hear the alarm? He's just like, look how, that was, so slow. See, if it's $500, but you'll probably die here. That's what, I imagined it's like to try and sell a house in Gotham City. Right? I can't imagine it being anything else. Oh, is that effing Marvin? That's effing Marvin! Because remember he ended in, an office space? And then he was, looking around and an alarm started going off? Oh my god, it's effing Marvin! Among Us. And that's it. That's so cool. Okay, let's see if there's a link in the thing here. There is. There's another video.
Hey, you.
There's another video. Alter, when you have a moment, we need to make an announcement. Okay. I realize that. Ninja has already let me know.
Before. Hey, yeah, who are you? I saw you chasing Bart's ambulance.
Hutz is the name, Mr. Simpson. Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. Here's my card. It turns into a sponge when you put it in water.
Ooh, classy.
I'd like to talk to you about bringing legal action against the fiend who did this to your boy.
Oh, well, the fiend who did this to my boy is my boss, and besides, the doctor says it's just a bump on the head and a broken toe, nothing serious.
Doctors. Doctors are idiots. There's no telling what kind of permanent injuries he might have. You might have to wait on him hand and foot for the rest of his natural life. That's the downside. Now here's the good part. You can ching, 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 cash in.
Dimacol con su triple acción ayuda a aliviar la tos, la congestión y a expulsar las flemas. Dimacol con su nuevo sabor sabe tratar la tos.
Okay.
You're right. When you feel up to it, come over to my office and we'll talk about it. Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. What's that, a broken neck? Great!
Hello, Dr. Hibbert.
Hello, Lisa. Well, we've got a nasty bump on our head, haven't we?
Just how that video ended. Ow! This was made by a different YouTube channel. Wait, this is a different YouTube channel. Okay, it would actually be really cheap to live there because of no competition in space. Yeah, for real. Billy! It's a different YouTube channel, and it doesn't have any videos. Except for this unlisted one.
Before.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting. He trolled? No. Keith, everything he's listing is part of the lore of this, like, this found footage. Why would he just, like, randomly troll? It only muddies the water, and it damages his ARG way more than it would be just a kind of funny lol. It's basically, what this is telling me is that this is a clip of The Simpsons where there's a lawyer basically trying to get as much money out of a company for something that really doesn't need to be sued over. And so it's probably talking about something to do with, like, company and everything like that. Keith, I don't think you understand how ARGs work. Because, like, this is not, like, a TV show where you can have a funny little episode and then people will keep coming back. If you have an ARG and then you make stuff that looks like it's part of the ARG and it's not explicitly said that it's not, and it's not canon, it makes a bad ARG. Also the cold medicine. Yeah, and the fact that it's not just a Simpsons clip, like there's edited parts in it. I'm not real, oh my god. Yeah, Keith, you're definitely not in the right here. Definitely not. It's definitely not a troll. The fact that it's a different YouTube channel, and the fact that it's a name. So, the name is Laura Harris. So the thing is that, like, I'm thinking that what he's doing here is he's making it so that there's going to be multiple people who are talking about the Backrooms. This channel has no videos. It has, like, a profile picture and everything like that. And generally when people make a YouTube channel that's not supposed to be a YouTube channel, they just put their name in there. And that's what I think this is kind of like trying to mimic. And the fact that this video is unlisted and it was released on the exact same day. Or it could be, you know, be doing a bit. Again, Keith, I really don't think you understand how an ARG works. If you were to make a story, like you're writing a book, let's say. You're writing a book, and you put one chapter in there that's not canon, for the lulz, no one's gonna read your book. Because you've now betrayed that trust of you telling a story, and having that suspension of disbelief. And like, that's not how this works. Oh, is a Spanish commercial too weird? I think they said that the like Async, the company, is closer to the Mexican border. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm coming to evil ARG. I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. So.
Latest reports are in.
Oh. That's film theory. So. I have been informed that we have a very cool thing happening. I don't know where it's been put. It's free real estate. Sorry. There's one that just says Twitch moment. Guys, look at this. Twitch moment. And then it's free real estate. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna kill this for a second while I find the thing that people want me to look at. They're just telling me it's live, and, like, I know what they're talking about, but they... That's so cool. Okay. Fine, we'll do it this way. All right, so... As you can see... Can I send a link? You can. You can send a link. So, as a lot of you guys know, I'll go to the camera for this. As a lot of you guys know, I work on a podcast. This podcast does have merch. I don't advertise the merch that much because I do have, sorry, I'm gonna burp because I've been, like, downing water and it's just, like, apparently not. So like, we have merch and we've had merch for a while. Usually I don't put the link for the merch specifically because I do put the link. If you put, like, !podcast, it shows you the link for the website, and then the website has a shop link. But Saturday, next Saturday, is our 1-year anniversary. So 1 year ago, next Saturday, or 1 year ago, next Saturday was when all of my... is when, I didn't know you could do that, that's awesome, is when all of my friends came over, to my house, and we, hung out, and everything like that. We did a bunch of stuff, and and on that Friday, the first episode of the podcast got released. So now it's, this Saturday is the 1-year anniversary. So we've been working on this podcast for a whole year, and it's actually crazy how, like, that's been happening. And I suggested that, for the 1-year anniversary, we make, 1-year anniversary merch. And Spoons designed it, and then Ninja put the design on the t-shirts, or they're not t-shirts, they're long sleeve shirts themselves. And I'm going to show you guys the pictures. I'm just going to make sure that okay, Ninja is simply, I'm going to go to the website. F this. Okay, yeah, we're going to the website. And t-shirts, and t-shirts. Okay, yeah, so, Spoons is the artist for all of this. Link is in chat. But I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it should be that one. There we go. Okay, so this is the front of it. So we have all the keys for each district. And then it's keys on this side because I'm going to show you the back. So these are all the district right here. And then we have a kind of like modified version of the Aslentha logo. And this is what it looks like on the back. So you can see there's the other keys on the back there. And then it's the main cast. So we have Grog, Turgeon, Rowan, Tick, Odina, Drizzik, and Lilith. And it's just all of their characters. It says Aslentha, and it has like these little, like kind of like representing symbols and stuff like that. There is the black version, and then there's also a white version. So same thing, but white instead. There's also a t-shirt. Obviously, the t-shirt doesn't have the things on the side in gray, black, and white. That's so cool. Yeah, I am so excited for this. Sorry. Yeah. So, it's live. You guys can click that link and you guys can purchase them now. It's for our 1-year anniversary, so it's probably going to stay there for a while. It most likely won't be like, it's not going away in like a week, okay? But I'm not sure if it's going to stay there forever. But like, you have a bit, but it's not going to be there for, it's probably not going to be there forever. It's not going anywhere, guys. This is true. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, it's, you know what I mean? I'm personally gonna buy a black and a white one because, like, I want a white one to have everyone who's worked on the podcast sign, and I'm gonna have it above my bed in a frame. And then this one to wear. So if you're ever thinking about getting a Zlantha merch, now would be definitely the time. If this is not something that you want, because of the price or the look or whatever, we have other things on this website. We have some lovely stickers. We have posters of all the districts that the party has gone to. So if you have a favorite district, we have water bottles. We have t-shirts of the characters. We have the old logo. I really personally like this logo a lot. The reason why we changed it was because it doesn't have the name and it's not really obvious what it is. But as an art piece, it's absolutely gorgeous. We have this. We have one of my personal favorite t-shirts. Ezekiel's Invincible t-shirt. And then on the back it just says, some restrictions apply. Does not work on piercing, bludgeoning, slashing, magical, or non-magical attacks. If you take damage, please see your local cleric. This one's really funny. Yes, Mischief made the old logo, and I personally really, really like it. But obviously, as like a logo itself, but as like a poster, gorgeous. We have a crop top hoodie with the logo. We have an Odina sticker, Lilith sticker. This one was kind of like an inside joke that became a t-shirt. This is Tick on there. And then just says, are you sure you're a caster? Because I really doubt you can spell. Which is a joke on me. It's making fun of me. But it's a pretty funny one. This is a canvas print. You can get them as canvas prints. More stickers. Oh, there's swim shorts. I'm personally buying these for the trip that we're going on soon. There's Rowan ones as well. So yeah. So if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, would be really appreciative of it, because like we've been doing this for a year now. We like you know, like we've been doing this for a year now, and like it is just very exciting to reach that milestone. And everything like that. All this merch stays there. It's not like limited time or anything like that. So don't worry being like, oh shoot, I don't get my paycheck until like 2 weeks from now. Don't worry, it's always there. And like, you know, and then honestly, you know, if you can't afford merch, that's totally fine. Listening to the podcast and especially telling people about it is an extremely good way of helping us out. Because because like if like you see an advertisement for something, you're a lot less likely to see it or like buy it or watch it or whatever than if your friend tells you it's good. If your friend comes up to you and said, hey, this show is pretty good, you're probably gonna at least try it out. So if that's the way you want to help, that is extremely good. So I can give you views and feedback, and I appreciate that so much. And like, if it's been like a little bit since you've listened to the podcast, like, you know, listening to it again is also very good, you know? Yeah, and we like we kind of missed a week, but we are having bonus episodes coming out. I can tell you that there's going to be a bonus episode coming out on Friday. I don't know if I can tell you guys exactly what it is, but there's a bonus episode. After that, the bonus episode, I can tell you because it's kind of obvious it's going to happen. It's a bloopers episode, so that's going to be episodes 12 to 22. And then after that, I have 2 more bonus episodes. That honestly I probably could tell you about, but that would ruin the surprise, you know? This is true, Ollie, and I appreciate that. I know where's that face going. I appreciate that as well. And there's mugs and stuff. That's so cool. Yeah, so that exists. I am so very excited about this. Like, Spoons and I and, like, the cast and crew have been talking about this, like, 1-year anniversary merch since, shoot. When we went to go visit, Billy Bumble, like, a while ago. So, when is the beach episode? It already happened. What do you mean? They went on the docks. A ship sunk. Like, honestly, so cool, definitely interested in getting that one. Dude, I love this one. I love it so much. See, I knew that, obviously, I've been seeing the progress of this for a while, because I've been watching Spoons do it, but I didn't know these keys were going to be a thing, and I didn't see the redesign of the logo here. Redesign your logo. Until, like, literally, like, 2 minutes ago. Musical episode when? Okay, Atlas, you want to know something really, really effing funny? Dragon was like, we should make a musical episode at some point. And I told him no. So that was like an idea he did have. No. Just no. That doesn't count as an each episode. But. Ninjor, if you want to write some songs about Azlentha, I'm not going to stop you. If anyone wants to write songs about Azlentha, I would highly encourage it. You know? Like, I would love that. Like, in the same way, I would love people writing, like, fan fiction, as long as it's, like, not safe for work, like, stuff. Like, don't write that. I would appreciate not that. But, like, you know, like, if you want to write fan fiction about the podcast, you're more than welcome to. If you want to write AU fan fiction about the podcast, you're more than welcome to. Because that would be pretty cool, actually. Fan art, anything. Like, cosplays, like, I highly encourage it. And I highly encourage you to, like, tag one of us in it. On Instagram, we have an Instagram, so you can tag that Instagram. If you don't know what we have, we have, like, a bunch of social media, but let's say you don't know it, feel free to tag me in it. Feel free to tag Mischief. Feel free to tag Dragon. That's totally fine. And, like, we'll get it to the right spot, but, like, I want to see it, you know? Or even send it into the Discord, like, in the promote yourself. Like, if you write a fanfiction and you just don't really know how to, like, get us to know, like, how to read it, feel free, you know? And, like, if you make music or whatever, and you upload it onto YouTube, show us. Check memes? Oh boy. Oh my god. Here we go. The memes. Okay. So there's really cute art, but then also not that one. This one. Among Us. If you're ever making it into the musical, I'm auditioning for Tick, and I'll get the part despite my singing ability. Ollie, I believe in you. The journey of finding the different milk alternatives. Sauce. Okay, but this is why I think people were telling me to look. Ah! Thank you, Spoons. That's adorable, and I love that. You have captured, like, the absolute brain dead of my cat so very well. Top 10 moments taken before disaster. Okay. So, now that that's out of the way, if you guys need the link again, you can always put !podcast in the chat, and it will give you a link to the website where there is a link to the shop. And I know that's like a lot of steps, but you guys are intelligent internet people. I think you can figure it out. Oh, and if you guys do order merch, and when you get it, if you feel comfortable, I would love to see pictures of you in it. I would love that. Obviously, that's like a comfort thing. Like, obviously, like, don't do that if, like, you don't feel comfortable taking pictures of yourself or anything like that. But, like, but if you do and you can, like, I would love to see that. That would be so cool. Or even if, like, you buy some stickers and you got the stickers, it's like taking a pic. Oh, that would be so cool. No, when I order merch, you will know. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so the next video I have for you guys is MatPat released a video. And this one's called Film Theory Falling Deeper into the Backrooms. So instead of, like, the other one that he made, instead of it being, like, kind of, like, he didn't really have a lot of information to go on because there was only, like, 3 episodes of the found footage thing out. And so he made, like, how do you survive the backrooms kind of idea. I think this one, I haven't watched it. I think this one is going to be more about, like, the story of this specific ARG. Hopefully. This video came out, like, a week ago. So not that old. So it definitely has up-to-date found footage stuff, so. My English 3 teacher hates MatPat. Why? I guess let's rain in this chat. What's rain in this chat room? See, like, I can see, like, not liking some of his theories because some of his theories are definitely, like, he's really trying to get... Ghosty, hello! Thank you so much for the raid! Yo! Yo! I left too a little bit to say hi and I'm back. Welcome back, Decoy. Hello! Ghosty, what were you doing? Ooh, Minecraft. Yo. Modded hardcore Minecraft. Yo? What mod? It was a nightmare? Oh. Jesus too full of himself, so she hates MatPat. I think he's just, like, you know, being an internet person, but, you know, whatever. Neighbor dog noises. I know, that dog has, like, not been quiet all weekend. I have no idea what's going on. Hello, Raiders! Welcome! We just watched the last, like, the newest episode of the Found Footage Backrooms by, Kane Pixel. And we're now about to start a film theory episode. I was just doing, something I never do on this, like, here, because, like, I never really have the chance to. So I was doing a little self-promotion, because I work on a podcast. And if you guys want to listen to it, you guys are more than welcome to. Self-promo part 2, really quick one. Basically, I work on a podcast, I do voice acting, editing, and writing on it. It's a fully soundscaped, fantasy podcast. The website and Spotify links are there. I was basically talking about it because, the first episode released a year ago. And so we have your merch, and so we're very excited about it. But hello, but you guys are probably here for Backrooms, I'm assuming. So, without further ado, we're gonna listen to a MatPat video. And it totally didn't take us like an hour to listen to an 8-minute video. As a listener can convert a good podcast, thank you, Ollie. I appreciate that. Yup, as you know, this video is almost 18 minutes long, so hopefully it won't take like 3 hours to watch, you know?
Latest reports are in. Looks like they came back with some new footage. Let's take a look.
Oh, hold on. Basically, for people who were just in the raid and probably maybe haven't seen my Backrooms video before, this episode is probably going to be based specifically on the Backrooms lore set by Kane Pixel, the YouTuber, with his ARG Backrooms footage, not the generally accepted Backrooms lore. Because they're different. They're separate things. Anyways, here we go.
Now Now it starts to come together. That's it, huh? Well, it's enough. Round up the troops. We've got a lot to discuss.
Round up the
Things
troops,
just went
let's
from
go.
bad to worse.
Yo, let's go.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show that wants to no-clip into your subscription feed. Today, I once again find myself trapped in the endlessly soggy hallways of the Backrooms, the analog horror series produced by Kane Pixels.
Guys, it's he! It's he! Oh, he. It's he.
And available right here on YouTube.com for the low price of free. The last time we enrobed ourselves in its putrid yellow wallpaper, we concluded that the world of the Backrooms
head off for
seems
now.
to
Everyone else, enjoy your piss god adventures. Bye, Decoy. Have a good night. I give he as a goodbye. He has arrived.
Function a lot like a level map in a video game. You know how in a video game there's a set map that you're able to explore, and that there are walls or invisible boundaries that make sure that you stay within the acceptable area of play? Well, the way I see it, that's the real world here in Kane's series, the bounded area that humans are allowed to play in. However, video games also have tons of things that are hidden in spaces outside the boundaries of those levels. Unused ideas, spare assets, cut content. You want to know why FNAF's Security Breach's file size was so huge when the thing first came out? Something like 80 gigs of content? Well, it was just piles and piles of cut stuff. Full floors of geometry that weren't accessible in the course of normal gameplay, but hadn't been removed from the game's files. And that might...
FNAF. Come on. 80 gigs of unused stuff?
Theorists are what I expect the Backrooms are. The cut content, the spare assets, the AI-generated worlds that didn't quite make the cut for reality. Last time, we proposed that somehow the company Async was able to use electromagnetism to tap into those parts of the map, the ones that exist outside the boundaries of reality, beyond the parts of the world that we're meant to see, giving us the various repetitive corridors of the Backrooms as we know them. Now, since the release of that last theory, Kane has come out with 3 new videos. The first is Pitfalls, where one of Async's researchers descends deeper than ever before in the Backrooms, only to discover an entire underground city. The next was Report, where we see the immediate aftermath of that incident and Async sealing the entrances to the Backrooms. And finally, there was Presentation, where we see how Async pitched this thing as the solution to an increasingly overpopulated world, but how they ultimately lost their government contracts when a researcher accidentally causes a lockdown of the facility. All 3 of these new videos are full of lore details.
Now, before MatPat says it, do you guys think that the report, like the report and Pitfall stuff happened, like, a long time ago? And then when Marvin came back, the reason why it set off an alarm was because it had been, like, a decade or something since he disappeared? And so, like, him coming out of the Backrooms was like, oh shoot, like, there's an entity that came out of the Backrooms, we need to go into lockdown. But it was really just, like, this researcher that had been gone for, like, 5-10 years. Underground City and his Ghost Simulator. Check memes again? I can check memes again. It's just the old memes. We've seen these, it's fine.
But to me, the biggest revelation to come out of these uploads is that the Backrooms aren't just responsible for warping physical reality, they're also warping time itself. Attention all you partygoers, I think I've cracked exactly how and why people are no-clipping into this place. But enough talking, friends. It's time to go get lost in these endless hallways of lore. Now, despite the video game concept of no-clipping being a key part of the original creepypasta that this series is based on, Kane has yet to explicitly reference any video game terminology. However, after watching this new slate of videos, I'm more convinced than ever that we're still on the right track. For example, let's take a closer look at Pitfalls. In it, we follow researcher Marvin Lee as he falls to a deeper
effing Marvin Lee
level of the facility, only to discover a full neighborhood underground. And I do mean full. Streetlights, houses, trees, all of it. Well, all of it except for people. There are no signs of life here. So either an entire empty town fell into the Backrooms, or this is yet another example of an unused or incomplete level. And when we do get to enter one of the houses, things things are just slightly off inside. There are
Just
6
slightly.
inverted street signs just hanging out in the middle of an empty room, almost like a level designer intended to put them out on the street, but instead just moved them out of sight into the house. Making things even stranger, though, the house has a single hallway leading straight back. It's like the uncanny valley of architecture. It's clear.
Dude, that picture, like the one that he showed before this one,
There's a single hallway leading straight back. It's like the uncanny...
I like it. This one. This picture is like, I've been to a hotel that's built like that. So basically, like, okay, so where the green part was, there was a pool there, and then every single window had like a balcony looking over the pool, and it was like a hotel, and then it had like a ceiling like that close, and it was like the most like uncanny thing. Like it was weird.
Valley of architecture.
It's
clearly
weird,
meant to be a
yeah.
house, but it just doesn't nail it. Almost like it'd been designed not by a human, but rather by an AI. Something that's trying to mimic a human home, but without fully understanding the flow and function of the various rooms and hallways. But of course, it doesn't end there. If you followed the Backrooms at all, you know that Kane likes to hide a bunch of secrets in the descriptions of his videos, and 2 of the new uploads, Report and Presentation, link to secret unlisted uploads. The first of these is titled This. I'm just gonna call it Numbers, because saying a long string of random digits every time is gonna be a pain. This Numbers video seems to be footage from a traffic camera on a
we watched this, and like there's a car that like
highway.
No
Nothing
clips.
too out of the ordinary,
like,
right?
in
But
the
then,
corner.
about 22 seconds in, we see a car no clip through the ground. Not only does this tell us that literally
Like, cause I remember watching that with you guys, and because we watched that video and we're like, what happened? What happened? And I remember watching it like a few times before I saw the car no clip in the ground, and like chills. Like, I don't know what it is about just like a car kind of like just disappearing like that, but it's like, it's Numbers your favorite thing? God dang it. Hello, hello, hello! Bought a homophobic cat collar today. Using a whole tactic gets you creep like a power. Oh my god. That sounds exciting. Hi, Mothman. We're, you know, Backrooms time, you know? It's Backrooms time. Yeah, but I remember, like, seeing that car, like actually seeing it go into the, ooh, like, I don't know what it is about that, but it was, like, ooh, chilling. It's Mothman. We're doing good today. We're learning about the Backrooms from the one and only Matt Pat.
anything can wind up in the back rooms, including large vehicles like cars, but I think we might be able to figure out who was actually in that car. Back in the upload missing persons, we see posters for multiple people who have disappeared since the opening of the back rooms. One such poster is for Margaret Watson, the only poster of the bunch that describes not only her physical appearance, but also her car. Her car is a 1987 Ford Escort, and wouldn't you know it, but when you compare the footage from Numbers to an 87 Ford Escort, they have the same boxy appearance. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is meant to be footage of Margaret Watson no-clipping into the back rooms on December 2nd, 1989, along with her car. But that's not all that we can get out of the secret upload. The digits in the title of Numbers obviously aren't meant to be random here, but what are they? All our usual suspects are out. Ciphers don't seem to work, it's not a phone number, and it doesn't seem to be long enough for hex code either. Nope, Kane decided to get even more creative with this one. That series of 13 numbers is actually an international standard book number, an ISBN. These are unique numeric—
Wait, I think I knew that. I feel like we looked this up. Like, because someone in the comments, because I wanted to know what the number was, that my trend was a personal offense and then yelled, so I told him to stop. He ended up trying to grab me, so I full nestled him. I felt like a god. Oh my god. I read that out for Mothman because it got auto-modded for nice tits. So we're probably not gonna let it through, but I get it. But that's what it is. That's what happened. The only reason why Mothman is because if I allow it through, then it will, like, allow anyone to, like, send that in my chat. You know what I mean? You're just going to understand how a big thing can disappear. You're used to small things easily disappearing, but not big things. That's fair, Ollie, honestly. But, like, yeah, it's just like, you know? I think I remember looking in the comments of this because I wanted to know what the numbers were, and we did know that it was an ISBN number, and I just don't remember what book it actually refers to. If people don't know, ISBN numbers refer to books. They refer to books.
codes used to identify books, kind of like a fingerprint for a book, and 978-0415-263-573 is linked to a book written by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, the literary classic, The Yellow Wallpaper. Yellow Wallpaper, you say?
Oh, that would make sense.
If you've never had to read this for school, or even if you did have to read it for school and you didn't, this was a landmark piece of feminist literature about a woman slowly going insane after being forced to stay in a room with ugly yellow wallpaper. She begins to see moving shapes and people within.
Oh, that sounds like a book I probably should read. I decided my transmitter was... Yep, there we go. Oh no, yellow wallpaper. I feel like I should read this now. I feel like if I read it, I might get more references later on. But that's actually quite interesting that there is a book called Yellow Wallpaper.
The wallpaper.
Good night, Billy!
She believes that the ugly yellow color stains everything that it touches. By the end, the woman has peeled all the wallpaper off the walls trying to help the person that's trapped inside, only for the woman to then believe that she's become that person. Now, there's little direct correlation between the short story and the Backrooms videos, but a lot.
Are we sure about that? Because I feel like that's what it would be like to be in the Backrooms. Because there is like Mepet the neuroscientist. I'm looking up to see if it's in the library. It probably is. Like, to considering like how he presented it, it sounds like it's kind of like one of those books that would maybe have been assigned to you in English class. It just wasn't assigned to me. But like, because we've seen people in these backroom videos like hear people in the walls. Like that's how Marvin got separated from his. Well, no, that's not how Marvin got separated. That's how someone got separated from the group.
Of its ideas are clearly present here. For example, as we see in Pitfalls, the bacteria monsters can mimic the voices of their victims.
Hey!
Yeah, this guy.
Can you hear me?
The monster can also infect the corpses after killing them, like we see with a victim named Nicholas Bolton in the video Autopsy Report. In a way, they're almost replacing their victims. The monsters are trapped in the back rooms, like the people in the wallpaper from our short story. Their next step then should be trying to get out of the wallpaper, out of the back rooms, and out into the real world where they can infect more. Framing this in our simulation theory, it's almost like this is a computer virus infecting reality, corrupting it, just like the ugly yellow color of the wallpaper staining everything that it touches in the short story. Now, while all of that's certainly interesting, and I always love a good excuse to work in a literary reference, it's the second secret.
If it's a short story, you might not have to get it at a library. It might be archived online. I really don't like that book. That's fair. It does sound like quite like a horror. Yeah, if it's a short story like that, honestly, it might be archived online and you might be able to just read it.
Video that really starts to break this thing wide open, and it all boils down to The Simpsons. This one is simply called The Simpsons, and it fittingly enough features a clip from The Simpsons, specifically the episode Bart Gets Hit by a Car.
I'd like to talk to you about bringing legal action against the fiend who did this to your boy.
Feels super random, right? I'm just sitting here watching a Simpsons episode now. However, the clip glitches out about 35 seconds in, and suddenly we're...
Yeah, why did that become an emote? What was that? I'm typing. I think it's how you spell I'm typing. Findable online. Yeah.
We're sitting here watching a Spanish commercial for a cough medication named Dimacol. And while I could certainly stand here and draw parallels between a medicine for cough syrup and a mutated bacteria monster running around, I don't think it's the content of these clips that's important here. Instead, I suspect it's the timeline of their release. You see, Bart Gets Hit by a Car premiered in 1991.
Yeah,
this timing makes
saying.
a lot of sense. Up to this point, practically all the videos of Kane's Backroom series have been dated from the late 80s or early 90s. But the Dimacol commercial really stands out in this context. According to its archive on YouTube, this thing didn't hit airwaves until about 2000. What I suspect is that async opening portals to the back rooms temporarily messes with the flow of time. Here, that Simpsons clip from the early 90s is interrupted by a commercial from the future, only for things to return to normal after async's experiment is done. Does it sound crazy?
Oh, okay, that's actually an interesting thing, because from the fact that we saw the Twin Towers, like, in the commercial, in the episode that this is from, we knew this was before 2001. And we know it's after the 1980s because that's when the other videos were happening. And that is actually quite interesting because, again, it kind of, like, lines up with what I was talking about with Marvin. and like how I'm pretty sure that he like went into the future, because he disappeared, we can probably assume, in like at least the early 90s. But I'm thinking he disappeared like really early on.
See? Yeah, it does, but it shouldn't. Time clearly works differently in the back rooms, and this isn't the only example we have. Here in the Pitfalls video, as Marvin moves further into the hallway in the back of that weird house, the camera glitches just a bit, and if you listen closely, you can hear something playing in the background.
Repeat, Marvin, do you copy?
Did you hear it? It's really hard to make out, but if you listen carefully, it's actually a news broadcast from when Cuba and the United States reopened diplomatic relations. Let's compare.
Make the trip to the U.S. Do you think that your current president, President Castro, will come visit the United States?
Oh, wow.
Repeat, Marvin, do you copy?
Yeah, wow.
That specific broadcast, it didn't happen until July of 2015.
Oh,
the date
wow.
of Pitfalls, meanwhile, is 1990. In this short scene, we're actually hearing news from 25 years in the future. But it doesn't just...
like really F's with time. That's cool. It's on my list of I hate these books along with Lamb and the Slaughter. I have no math yet. I must scream. A man who had no eyes. Flowers in the attic and the hills are like white elephants. Welcome to high school English literature. I don't think I read any of these. Although because I'm Canadian, we did read a lot of, like, I think they really tried to make you read Canadian authors for short stories and stuff like that. So we probably read like a different set of stuff. But honestly, for some reason, they really like, I Am Also Canadian. Oh, maybe not then. I definitely didn't read any of these. Except for the and the hills are like white elephants. That one sounds familiar. Yeah. We're going back to the future. Oh, he goes the lottery? The lottery? The lottery? See, I don't remember any of these short stories. The thing is, I feel like maybe if I read them, I would remember them, but I just don't remember the name. Yeah. I don't know. And it also depends when they were read. If they were read, like, in middle school, I definitely don't know them, because I was being taken out of class around in English. If it was in high school, then I should probably know them, but... yeah. They really did show us, like, some pretty, like, effed up stuff, though, right? Like, the Canadian, like, film board, they make some really effed up, like, free, like, movies. Like, we should do a stream about that one time, because there's, like, they have a website, it's completely free. It's completely free. They have a bunch of short films on there. They're all free access, you can just watch them. They're really effing weird. Like, there is not a lot of normal stuff on there. They're, like, traumatizingly weird. And they would show us these in, like, elementary school. And they'd be like, what's the lesson of this? And you'd be like, I have no clue. But that was really weird. And I hated that.
Stop at news broadcasts or commercials airing decades out of their own time. We see the physical interference of time as well. As I mentioned earlier, the video presentation shows us Async losing their government contract with the Department of Energy because of an emergency lockdown. The thing that causes the lockdown? An Async researcher accidentally enters the control center for the Backrooms. Not all that big of a deal, right? Wrong. You see, it's the same researcher that saw his team glitch out and disappear all the way back in informational video. At the end of that upload, we see him open the Async control room and set off the red alert. But here's the thing. This guy disappeared on February 29th, 1990. His reappearance and presentation is on May 8th, 1990, over 2 months later. But clearly he hasn't been wandering around for that long. He's somehow been transported into the future. This can even go so far as to explain a discrepancy that I've called out in past videos. In the very first upload of the series, we see a clapper board that clearly marks the date as July 1990 something. But the date in the description of found footage reads as September 23rd, 1996, a date that's just completely different from what we saw written on that clapperboard. When we first covered the Backrooms, I figured this was just an innocent mistake, you know, small error in dates during a point in the series when dates didn't matter all that much. But now it is clearly setting up the idea that time works differently within the Backrooms. But that then begs the question, how? Why is time acting crazy, and more importantly, why now? Well, we might actually have an answer for that. You see, one of the secret uploads for the series is an archive file from March 11th, 1990. In it, we see the rooms being flooded, which would obviously explain the soggy floors. But more importantly, this is where we first learn about the concept of null zones. Now, if you don't know what these are, yeah, you probably shouldn't. They haven't been explained at all, and they've only been referenced once in the main series as a passing comment in Pitfalls.
But what if Miller's right about the null zone?
In the original Creepypasta's lore, there were things called null rooms, but Kane's interpretation of the entire Backrooms idea has taken a lot of liberties, and his null zones don't seem to relate all that much to null rooms in any way outside of just sharing the word null. Instead, basically all we have to go off of is
that looks like my eye. Hold on a second.
Rooms in any.
Yo? They are watching. Ooh, okay, hold on. Lamb to the Slaughter is a crazy lady who took out her husband with a lamb chop, and then the police eat the cooked lamb. I Have No Mouth is about an AI torturing 5 humans. A man who has no eyes is about past deception. Lars and Attic is a whole effery when the hills are like white elephants, and just a narrator essentially explaining the scenery while 2 people make a decision. Yeah, I definitely, I have read the White Elephants I have read that one because it's about a couple deciding if they want an abortion or not. And that's like the only one out of all of those that I've read. You are lore? I know! Look, it's me! Like, it's like my little eye in the corner. Like, look at it. It do be going. Guys, I'm in the back room. Canon. Guys, I made it into a MatPat video. Oh my god. Oh my god, we've made it. We've made it. We did it. We are in the MatPat video. The White Elephant's about abortion, but this man is like, hey, I want to end this theory.
Any way outside of just sharing the word null. Instead, basically all we have to go off of is this one image. It's a bit difficult to make out due to the quality of the video, but I think it reads, due to the elevation discrepancy between panel 225 and 224, a null KX field is created. It's not much to go off of, but at least it's something.
Really.
And looking back at Pitfalls, things start to make a bit more sense. Marvin asks about the null zones after entering an area that's at a slightly offset elevation. Look at the difference in heights between the hallway and the neighborhood. And that news broadcast from the future, the camera picks it up only as Marvin crosses the threshold of a single stair in the hallway. Each time we see an elevation discrepancy, he is crossing a null zone.
The mouth one actually has a video game, apparently. That's exciting. I'm gonna go post this on TikTok. You can get famous for being backgrounds. You can go Purple Room and punch Wilbur Sutzy. Then establish a culture house, put everyone in a Walmart. Cakebird, I really like your 5-year plan. I'm assuming this is a 5-year plan. Or the F is my pen. I don't have a pen. That's so cool for you. That's so cool for you.
Zone. See, the phrase null KX field caught my eye for a lot of reasons.
Plan? It can't happen in 2 months. Both TwitchCons have happened. They're done.
It seemed like a jumping off point that Kane put in so theorists like us could discover something about the world that he's building. So let's break down what the phrase could actually mean bit by bit, starting with null. In physics, a null is a point where 2 opposing quantities cancel each other out. Basically, when 2 equal waves meet, there's going to be a point where they perfectly reflect each other, thereby canceling each other out. The channel Electro Boom here on YouTube demonstrates this really well using sound waves.
Right now, only the first speaker is on. You had the punch in your face at TwitchCon, it could be anytime. Okay, but the joke is that we go into the partner lounge and I fist fight him there. 1 hour plan, I'm gonna punch him myself? Alright, at least film it. I don't understand how Cake Spray makes connections. No, this makes perfect sense, honestly, what Cakebird is saying.
Second speaker on.
Okay.
Now I turn the speaker off again. On.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool.
On.
So whatever a null KX field is, it's canceling something out, some sort of a wave. And I have a strong suspicion as to what those waves might be. Electromagnetic waves. We see what appear to be electromagnetic tubes making a ball disappear in the video prototype. And we hear talk about magnetic field distortions in other uploads like Third Test. So it seems like a solid hypothesis. Moving on to the KX here, we can assume that the X is a reference to the X-axis. You know, X, Y, and Z axes on a three-dimensional graph? Well, that explains our X, which leaves us with K as some sort of a constant. I dug around for formulas that use this.
I kind of want it to be like, have you guys ever seen the trailer for, like, TF2? Of, like, the Scout trailer? Probably not. I feel old. But basically, he just was like, I'm a force of nature! And then just, like, hits people with a bat.
Specific KX nomenclature, and while Hooke's law for the potential energy of a spring was certainly a possibility, it felt like an odd fit considering the material we're working with here. It seemed far more likely that the KX here was a reference to the numerous...
Hold on. The light is too bright. Okay, hold on a quick sec. We'll go to the UpTubs. And I look up the Scout trailer. Bonk! There was something on your face, smacks a pine poo over it. It was pain. This one. Meet the Scout. So basically when like TF2 first came out, they made like videos of each of the playable characters. And I totally am not gonna be able to like lip sync what this guy is saying. Totally not. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. It's my boy, the Scout.
I don't even know where to start with you. I mean, do you even know who you're talking to?
It's my boy.
So what's up? Do you have any idea who I am? Basically, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's beautiful. You listening? Okay.
Hey.
Grass grows, birds fly, sun shines, and brother, I hurt people. Boink! I'm a force of nature. If you were from where I was from, you'd be fucking dead.
Woo! Let's go! If you were from where I was from, you'd be effing dead. This is my boy. It's my boy, the Scout. There he be. Who my boy. I love this boy. Anyways, bonk! I had to erase this. See, I'm a medic main, so like, I've never actually played this game. Oh my god. You have a pop of him? I do! He's my boy! I don't know why you guys thought I was joking. It's my boy. Don't trust me? Bro.
Formulas for electromagnetic field equations that use KX as a dimensional point. And here's the thing, a lot of our everyday life can be traced back to electromagnetic waves. Light, heat, electricity, radio, X-rays, microwaves, all of them have a place on the electromagnetic spectrum. And objects that use or give off those things also tend to create their own EM waves. Your phone generates EM waves. Your car, EM thanks to its alternator. What's more, every person that we've seen no clip into or experience strangeness in the backrooms has been using technology technology that uses EM waves. Kane, Marvin, and the researcher from Informational Video were all using electronic cameras to write information onto magnetic tapes. And Margaret Wilson, she was driving her car when she no-clipped through. What if people are no-clipping into the back rooms because they're unlucky enough to be in a spot where the electromagnetic wave from the real world happens to meet one from the back rooms, thereby creating a null zone, canceling each other out, and letting the person slip through? Electromagnetism is also one of the 4 fundamental forces of nature that make up our world. If you think of it back in the terms of a simulated reality of a video game, it's almost like an integral part of the game engine code that runs our universe. And I think that's literally the case here within the universe of the Backrooms. Through their experiments with electromagnetism, Async has glitched their own...
Yes, your brain does use, like, electric waves to think and do things and everything like that. That's how our nerves work. But I think they're not powerful enough. But... yeah. But yes, you're not saying something, like, off.
Own reality, like a speedrunner that intentionally manipulates the RAM of an old game to tweak the code and teleport to where they shouldn't be. But this has broken the rest of the game, the rest of reality. And now that part of the game engine is glitched. Players are randomly no-clipping into places they shouldn't be, or hearing audio from faraway futures as they wander into these null zones. More and more, the world of the Backrooms is starting to sound like the world's jankiest MMORPG. And, just like with a video game, exploiting a few glitches here and there can really cause the game's stability to collapse. Which means it's likely that this is just the beginning. The physical world and time itself will become more and more unstable as new rooms are open and as more people clip in. What started as a high-tech way to expand your garage storage or squeeze in a few extra cubicles will suddenly put the entire world at risk. The lines between the real and the simulated will start to blur to the point that, just like with the woman in the yellow wallpaper, we're all infected. We're all going a little mad. We're all the ones trapped inside of the walls. But hey, if you've ever felt like you were glitching out or that you couldn't trust the reality of your computer screen, you might have just been using an unencrypted internet connection.
That's so cool for you, MatPat. The rest of it is ad, lol. So that's the Backrooms. That's the Backrooms. This is quite interesting. So, obviously I'm almost at 2 hours, so, like, I have work tomorrow, so I'm not gonna, like, watch a new thing, but I do, have a thing that I think will be very, very cool to watch at a later date. So there's a podcast that I listen to, and Liam listens to it as well, and it's called Darknet Diaries. And Darknet Diaries is a nonfiction podcast. NordVPN in the Backrooms! You just start singing, vibing, and quoting stuff. I wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so Darknet Diaries is a podcast that we listen to. It's about so it's about, like, mostly about hacking and everything like that. So it's about, like, hacking and social engineering and yeah, nonfiction, meaning it's true. Like, it's not a story, it's real life. And yeah, so it's about hacking, social engineering, people who do, like, penetration testing, people who have stolen millions of dollars, people who hack video games, people who like anything that you can think of that involves technology and, like, doing something you're not supposed to. This podcast talks about it. That's terrifying. Yeah, or like the new things that have been happening where sim swapping, where the first person to ever be arrested for sim swapping was arrested in 2019. Like, that's how new of a technology it is. And yeah, it's crazy. I think I know someone who was on it. Maybe. I highly doubt it. Just because he's, yeah. So basically, he announced recently on his newest episode that he has a YouTube channel, and I think he's had a YouTube channel for a while. I think he's had a YouTube channel for like 2 or 3 years. And he used to just, like, upload the episodes, and with nothing just on it, like how people usually upload podcasts to YouTube, where it's just, like, on there. But recently, he has made SIM swapping. Yeah, so SIM swapping is in reference to the SIM card inside of your phone. So what's it called again? I have to maybe take a listen. Darknet, as in, like, yeah, Darknet. diaries. Yeah, darknet diaries. So SIM swapping is basically when, so it's a SIM card that's in your phone is what tells the phone what number to call, basically. So like when someone types in your phone number, it's going to go to your phone. That's what the SIM card is. It does other things too, but that's mostly what it is. And basically what people will do is they will find your phone number, right? So let's say they get your phone number from the phone book, okay? And then they call up your phone company and they say, hey, I switched my SIM to this new phone. Can you transfer it? And they go, yep. What's the phone number? Say the phone number. What's your full name? Say the full name. And then they'll probably ask a security question, and at this point you've done some research on the person, so you can probably accurately guess a security question, and they switch it to that person's phone. So now like in the scenario, I now have another person's phone. What can you do with that? Now you're going to be getting all their calls and stuff. That's a little odd. You want to know what's usually on a person's phone, and it's attached to a phone number? Your dual authentication of Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So, like, when you log into a new device, and then it sends you a token, it's usually a text message. So now it's going to the bad guy's phone. And then you're like, okay, what can you do with that? Oh, you log into my Instagram account? What can you do with that? It's like, if you're someone who's, like, not really attached to a lot of stuff, probably not a lot, but would say they get into your, like, LinkedIn account, or they get into your PayPal, or they get into your bank account, or the worst, they get into your email. Because every time you change a password to something, where does it go? Probably your email. So they can change the password to literally everything. And it is illegal. And there is stuff that's being held against it. Yeah, like when I came away, I got a little SIM card, and especially my old one, suddenly I was gone off everything. Cool little trick I learned. Yeah, it is really, really interesting. Just like stuff like that. But basically he talks about stuff like that. But he has YouTube videos now that have like little animations, so we can watch these videos, and it will actually have a visual rather than us listening to a podcast. And I would love to listen to these videos. I think the first one we'll listen to, I think it's funny. Mischief, when Mothman first showed up in my chat, he like told me like the whole thing. Like your whole identity's on one chip. Not your whole identity. It's literally just your phone number. So your SIM card is just your phone number, that you can put into new phones. So it's not all the information's on one chip. It's what people can do with the number, but you have to take those extra steps. And there's like barriers in place now, so that people can't do stuff like that, because it became recognized as, first of all, a crime, and second of all, as something that people can just do. And since phone companies kind of learned what people could do with a phone number, they put the barriers in place. Yeah, it's your SIM card, not your SIN card. It's the card that goes into your cell phone that tells that phone that it's its number. And like if someone calls your number, it will go to that phone. That's why like you can, I'm gonna sneeze. This is the worst. Okay, it's gone apparently. It's why people can keep the same phone number for like decades, even though they're changing phones. Yeah, it's not your SIN number. Yeah, it's your SIM number, the one that's in your cell phone. Don't break your SIN number, even though it's like, okay, you have a lot of information on it. Don't break it, because it's really hard to get it replaced, and you need one for a job. You need one to make a bank account. You need one to buy a house. Don't break it. Because it fell stuck in a box. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys the website. I think, or his YouTube channel. Look at when you first said sim swapping, I thought it was in reference to a game like Sims 4. No. I meant sim swapping. So, his name, the YouTube channel's name, I think is, I don't think it actually is called Darknet Diaries. That's the name of the podcast. This is his name. There's no effing way that's his real name. Because he's very, like, paranoid. So the name on here is Jack Cider. He used to work as like IT hacking support at a few places. He's been to DAF CON. DAF CON is a hacking convention that happens in Las Vegas. He's been making this podcast for like quite a while. I found this podcast when it had 3 episodes. So I've been listening to him for a while, and I've watched him like grow from basically having like no one listen to a pretty decent amount of people listening. So I think the first one we would listen to when we get to it, because we're not going to listen to it today, because every single one of his episodes are almost an hour long, and considering it took me an hour to listen to 18-minute episode, we're not going to listen to it today. Anyways, I have an urge to paint and sketch. Yo, have fun! Give your recipes for Sim 4? I mean, you know. But the episode I would like to listen to is this one. It is called How to Get Your Podcast to the Top of Apple for $5. I have listened to this episode, obviously, as a podcast. This is episode 27. They're almost at 100 episodes now. And the episode itself was called Chart Breakers. So I know what this episode's about, but I think it would be very interesting to listen to because I make a podcast. And it is really interesting of how people will hack a system. But what I will show you guys is the little trailer that he has. Because it will kind of give you an idea of like I was kind of hoping it would give me the channel trailer at the top again, because it did the first time. Okay, that's so cool. We'll just find it. Oh, it's this one. So this is his theme music that he plays at the beginning of each episode. So I was thinking that we could watch the little animation. The animations that he has in his episodes are just kind of like flickering screens and stuff. It's nothing close to this, but I thought this would be really interesting to watch, to kind of get you guys excited. This is his theme song that plays at the beginning of the episodes.
These are true stories from the dark side of the internet.
It's a little cheesy, but it's cool.
I'm Jack Cider. This is Darknet Diaries.
I don't know what happens at the end of this. Probably nothing. But yeah, so that's him. It's quite cool. I think we will listen to some of these. Because he names these obviously as like YouTube kind of like clickbaity, to get people to click, because obviously if you have something that's called Darknet Diaries episode 27, no one's gonna click on that. But if you have an episode called the first time you seal $1 billion is a rush, people are gonna click on that. Or why an innocent man can fess to medical extortion hacking. You're gonna click on that. Or how scammers stole $40 million in tax refund from the IRS. Like, you're gonna watch that. That's cool. But yeah, and like not every single episode is up here. So I'll have to see which ones are, so I can see which ones are like actually worth listening to. Because some of them are just kind of like, okay, I guess. Yeah. So if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I probably would continue going, and then we could listen to this. But I'm thinking that we can listen to that sometime soon. But thank you for joining me for the Backroom stream. I'm kind of excited that we got to, do that again. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh. What is this game? Hold on. Okay. We're gonna raid, Feipan. They're on a break right now, though. As well as the merch announcement. Yeah. There was a merch announcement. Yeah, I think we're gonna raid Feipan. Okay, I think they just got back. They're playing a game called Helltaker. I have let me read the description of Helltaker. Helltaker is a short game about sharply dressed demon girls. It's a puzzle indie game adventure game. All right. There you guys go. We're going to raid them. Nope, not a capital. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what I'm streaming tomorrow. If people are wondering why I haven't been streaming on Lifestealers for a while, it is because I just don't have an idea of really what to do. And I don't want to log into Lifestealers to just run around in circles. I don't think that's fair to you guys, and it's not really fun for me. So when I get an idea, I will log back on Lifestealers. I haven't quit it or anything like that. It's just I just simply don't have an idea for it. And there was other more exciting things that were happening. So I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe play more Stray, honestly. Because kind of want to finish that game so I can watch, you know, my favorite you know, Twitch streamers play it. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Invalid username. There we go. Okay. So you guys have fun over there. If you haven't followed Feipan, you know, excellent streamer, does really cool art. And I will see you guys